Hello everyone. How are you? Hope all is well with you and your families. Hope you all are doing okay. Please remember to always look out for number one, and that's you. You have to protect yourself, your inner peace, and always remember everything that you do, you think, goes through your heart. So protect it. So guys, by now you would have seen the real cartel standing up.
Did it come on though? Okay, or the Wi-Fi was on.
Don't play with me, yeah?
Alright.
No, it was just Wi-Fi.
Alright, so
I do need the Wi-Fi because
Delete the part there.
And with all the kerchiefs and all the dark glasses and all the appropriate answers to question, the real cartel did stand out in this interview. When I listened to how intellectual his speeches were, just goes to show how knowledgeable he is. But really and truly, it was all style and pattern played out so eloquently in words. It's really a shame. That's all it really is. Just a face card to fool the people. Because with all that, the real Vybz Kartel, world boss, stood up and spoke on live broadcast worldwide. Want me back down your B-clot? And that was Vybz Kartel addressing his woman, or soon-to-be wife, or should we say his fiancée, in public. The thing is, he was doing an interview with Isat Buchanan on his show, but they were streaming live on YouTube and TikTok. The thing is, this interview was about 2 hours and a few minutes. What then happened is that they took a YouTube break, but TikTok live was still running. So Vybz Kartel attention turned to his wife during the break, who apparently was talking to a male same place in the studio within the confines of the meeting area. The thing is, everyone there must at least be reasonable familiar to each other. So there should be no reasons for alarms, any drama, or any innuendos. However, she just expressed that what she really wanted was to be connected to the Wi-Fi, hence the conversation with she and the male personnel. You can't really be so dark and illiterate to not understand that. But being a true bully, Kartel blurted out, "My girl, how you there a chat to man? Want me box down your B-clot?" Sidem then replied, "It's just Wi-Fi. I do need the Wi-Fi." He still, even after she said that, went on to express by saying, "Don't play with me, you know, you hear?" All of that never necessary or called for. He then said to Isaac Buchanan, delete that part out of the interview. But he never seemed to realize he can't not do what he had just done on the live stream. Me say, from I was born out of my mother's womb. Kartel then asks, can the viewers hear what he had just said? You're damn right, we all heard. Isaac comically laughed off the moment and asked the viewers to unsee what they just seen. What a barbaric man. So wait, when the camera rolling, it's kiss me baby. But when the camera not rolling, or should say, when you think the camera is not rolling, it's warm me box down your B clot. Jesus Lord. Take this case here. So Sidem, I saw you desperate. Come thousands of miles for a man to speak to you like that in a third world country. You came all the way from a first world country. And we know that is what is just caught on camera. That is not the first time he speak to you like that. Tom junk but Tom no fool. We know this. All I can say is Jaja, Sidem, your pum pum stomach strong like London Bridge. Sidem, I hope you realize that his reality is coming at you fast. Vybz Kartel is an awesome musical artist and he's a genius at it with a good business head for the music. Outside of that, you have to separate the music man Vybz Kartel from a DJ Palmer. He is a disgusting and horrible bully. But then again, if a bad man she want in she hole, is a very hard price you're going to pay. Because with all the money in the world, you will not easily recover when you reach the end of the road in this chapter, my girl. I was just so anxious to get to watch this interview. I got my popcorn, I got my juice, I got my water, and put all phones away in preparing to watch this interview, as I know there are going to be some surprises. Wasn't expecting that one, but I know it will be an interesting interview because I'd first hand witnessed his interview that he did at the university. So I know when it come on to talking, I know he has it down to an art. Not expecting it to have gone so well at first. Just know, Vybz Kartel is a true lyricist. And no one can ever take that from him. All I know, he sure can talk and says the things that make so much sense, so on point, so convincing, so much so that I was almost led away like a sheep. I tell you, man, this man is truly educated and very witty and street smart. But there's a difference between education and intelligent. He sure has a way with words. I begin to almost forget all the ill and evil that I've heard about dancehall artist Vybz Kartel, and even almost started to convince myself that is it possible that these people, the powers that be, is really and truly fighting against this youth? Maybe because he's very influential to the youths. Could he be so bad lucky where all the crimes that they're accusing him of, he is innocent and an angel pertaining to guilt of these accusations? Could they really have planned and set him up like this? I'm telling you, I felt like I was being led like a sheep, and I was there saying, well, at least I thank God he's more mature now and have gotten a second chance. and realizing he would have lived and learned many things. So now he has a second chance. He is going to do wonders. Until bang, my girl, how you there I talk to man? When me box down your B clot. It was like a jolt of electricity wake me up. I was so shocked until I was so confused. You know what I had to do to settle my mind if I've really heard what I've heard? I had to call 4 different associates of mine who I know was watching it to confirm what did he just say. So wait, you're only good with words, but you're not intelligent, at least not intelligent enough to play it off when you're not doing an interview. So you never even realize or understand how to hold it and go and play a hypocrite for the video light until when you're not in front of people. You're not really that smart then. That's why you'll easily get catch out, because you will drop the ball. Whatever you're doing, and if you're not doing the right thing as you go along, you will drop the ball. So this will not be the first or the last something like this is going to come out. Because I know you're not in an open setting where anybody can just pass through. You're in a more public but controlled environment. So all that bullyism was never called for. And if there was any romance going on between you and Sidem, or any kind of decency to your game, not even joke, you should be talking to your woman like that. Because there was absolutely no reason for that. Everyone there at the interview is linked in that circle. Either linked by Isat Buchanan or linked by your people, Vybz Kartel. Because it's not any and anyone would be sitting there in the interview space. So soon, the reality of who you are started to hit me, as I felt I was bewitched during that interview for a moment. And I started to think, wasn't it alleged you used to beat some of your artists in your camp like Pickney, even though they were grown adults? Wasn't there allegations that you used to beat Shorty as well, which is the mother of your sons? And the most touching one of them all, wasn't alleged that you beat, or your goons beat Gaza Kim until she wee herself? I can never understand grown men beating a teenage girl until she pee herself. Then I started to remember what happened with Ninja Man on stage. Then I realized that this man is so confident in his egotistical self. Because really and truly, the reality of Vybz Kartel all incarceration was really and truly him snitching on himself. He was so confident he got this. So much so he was videoing himself and others. And his phone had all the voice notes. So really and truly, he was the one that put himself there. He provided his own evidence. And it's also important to bear in mind that his release was not contingent on the fact of him being guilty or innocent. It was a technical blunder that threw the whole case into question and basically they had no choice. And after so much years, to put together all this evidence again, while some people gone, some people passed away, it just would not have worked it in the end. So now he's a free man. So Sidem, you say you started out being a big fan of Vybz Kartel. Understood? His music are awesome. Stardom quality. Really and truly, it is said that he is the king now of dancehall music. But I guess it's going to be a toss-up between Beenie Man and Bounty Killer, who are seniors to him. So they can work it out. Everybody still has their place. But what I want to ask is to them, you really and truly never investigated the man behind the music, or just maybe you thought you would be special, so the stick, the sheep and goat, would not have stick to you? Trust and believe. I can imagine that one day you will have a story to tell, because only you know what you're going through, and only you know that this is not the first time he speaks to you like this. And maybe even his close friend that are around him, because he's not without having his people around, they know that's how he speaks to you, because it would not have been easy for him to just blurt out what he blurted out in front of people on an interview if it was something he has been doing before. Now, another thing I found most erroneous is there are people who actually are making excuses for the words spoken by Vybz Kartel himself. This is not something we hear him saying. This is something that we are seeing live, and we heard him saying it to his woman. That is even more shocking to me. A lot of you people are making excuse for what he has said, and I begin to realize, really and truly, there is very little hope for Jamaica. The shallow level of thinking, even when it is blatant to see, even when it is written in stone, the thinking, it's crazy. Even when I try to dumb myself down, I still can't understand the mindset. There was one person that said, why is she talking to anyone in the first place to upset the world boss? From I was born, me just can't understand that comment. Don't you see? She is not in an open environment. She's in a controlled environment where the interview is done. What you going to do there? And all when you lot heard her saying all she wanted to do is to get the Wi-Fi, you still ask dumb stupid questions. I heard Tony Matterhorn lash out saying that he never liked Isat Buchanan. Him supposed to be talking about what Kartel say now, but instead someone and or everyone else have to be blamed. Even though he continued by saying that Isat Buchanan still was the best person at handling the case, he still said him no good. He should have cut out that part. Don't you understand? The interview was live. I somewhat believe if Isat Buchanan could control what come out, that would not have come out. But it was live. Why Tony Matterhorn never said, Cartel, you have to learn for Billy now. There is no need to speak to the lady like that. While warning him about social media, instead he come up with some of the dumbest excuse to play it off. The way he flies his mouth on social media and even in a real life, because I know him in a real life, why he could not be the one that come out and stand up as a man with backbone and tell Vybz Kartel, you're wrong, world boss. You have to calm it down. You are much older now. Big man thing. Instead, Tony Mataran started bashing bloggers for putting it out, when really and truly that's what bloggers do. They carry the news. Any mix up or bangarang or anything go on, that's what bloggers are going to carry. If you not give them something to carry, them not have nothing to carry. And furthermore, a lot of them head is so way up under Cartel that they ain't going to come out here and just put out anything out there on Cartel if it was not said. Tony was all over the place. He leave from the braggers, he gone over to the prison system, him started attack subscribers and telling people it's a mistake Vybz Kartel made, disrespecting Sidem. When I know Vybz Kartel don't come out and say he made a mistake or any apology for that matter. I swear, some of the people them that are in dancehall and many Jamaicans, if Cartel tell them bend over and turn up their rear end so he can jam them, they would, whether they are men or women. There is absolutely nothing wrong with telling someone they made a wrong move. It's not a diss, and clear as day, Vybz Kartel know exactly what he is doing. He knows clearly how to put on an award-winning show when the cameras are rolling. But when the camera stops and the day turns to night, the barbarism arise. Sidem, you have a rocky road ahead, so be prepared. I so wonder what your family, if you have family closely linked with, what they're saying about this display of affection towards you by your man, fiance or husband to be. So you want to tell me, say, Vybz Kartel, you couldn't hold it for too long?
Did it come on though? Okay, all the Wi-Fi was on.
Don't play with me, yeah?
Alright.
No, it was just Wi-Fi.
Alright, so
I do need the Wi-Fi because
Delete the part there.
I hear my grandfather always say this thing. Him say, it's a black man, they can thief but them can't hide. And even though this is not a thieving situation, it's a thing where they can put up a facade to fool people, but for only so long, because they don't know how to keep up the longevity of it. So eventually it just starts to unravel quick. You lot better remember this. In Vybz Kartel weakest moments, you guys can never be as smart as he is in your strongest moment. So imagine what happens the stronger he gets. Because just remember, you know, majority of you are sheeps. Weak fences can't even really think for yourselves. What a shame. Where are the so-called people of influence coming out to defend this woman's honor? Oh no, I forget. It's Vybz Kartel. So guess what? He can do no wrong. But then again, as a big woman, and should be a smart woman, you really and truly get what you ask for. Because in this day and age, there is nobody really going into a relationship without them investigate about the man or investigate about the woman, try to find out this and that and things about them. And you want to think you did nothing of the sort. Yes, him money loud, but just remember your hurt will be louder. Jamaican people, you guys need to wake up. Split justice. It doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean that you're putting them down. It doesn't mean that you're tearing them down. Just split justice. Look out for each other. Learn to let people know it doesn't matter what position they are in society, that they're wrong, and in essence force them to want to apologize for the wrong that they did. We play too much hypocrites with each other until the same thing starts happening to you. Anyway guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.